Yo, my people, we're back. Video marathon, bro. I'm recording this second video right after I just finished recording the other one. We are in Bilbao. Spurs are winning the Europa League as we speak. Or we've already won the Europa League, or we're about to win it. Today, we're going to be taking a look at more of these UK female prison officers who could not keep their pants on. We're giving guys in jail the most valuable thing you could have in jail. Prison pussy. Sarah Jane Williams, 38, contacted the prisoners while working at HMP Alt Course in Liverpool. This is HMP Alt Course. Man, they just got the delivery man on camera. No way. Man, oh man, HMP Alt Course. She looks happy as hell here. She looks jolly. She looks like she couldn't give a toss. Doesn't look all the way there. I don't think she looks all the way there. The mum of God.
Hey, when are you going, Juma?
The mum of three chose to exchange explicit messages and photos with the trio instead of reporting that they had smuggled mobile phones. Williams has now been jailed for 18 months after she admitted 3 counts of misconduct in public office and 1 count of intending to secure unauthorized access to data. Liverpool Crown Court heard she had been placed in the canal wing of the Category B prison after completing her training. Williams then began sharing sexual messages and images with the 3 inmates. What? Oh, they say she didn't engage in any physical sexual contact. Okay, well, okay. I mean, do you really believe that? Maybe there was just no evidence of physical sexual contact, but that's what the court said. That's what the court said, so there wasn't. She had also searched the prison database to gather intel for one of the lags about the whereabouts of a fellow con. Oh my God. And they say she fell into the arms of sophisticated criminals. Come on, man. Come on. Let's be real here. Can we just be honest? She's 38, bro. You know exactly what you're doing. Come on. Let's stop that. Let's stop the damsel in distress thing. Come on, you're 38. Bro, Connor Crawford serving a sentence for possessing firearms with intent to endanger life. God damn. Pleaded guilty, got 6 more months for having a mobile phone. Matting. Okay, so for the next story, this guy actually recently escaped. Wales Online said gang member had flings with prison officer and nurse. Then this happened. The same guy that I'm going to tell you about, who was piping the nurse and the prison officer, escaped from hospital in handcuffs. My man escaped. He was freed after serving his time, but returned to his life of crime and has now been jailed for a further 6 years. Pullen had been free for a matter of months when he was injured resisting officers who caught him drug dealing on an e-bike, and he was taken to hospital for checks. Pullen was still wearing handcuffs when he made a run through the car park and ambulance bays of the hospital in Quambron and jumped into a getaway car to flee. He then spent a week at large and was eventually discovered hiding in a countryside farmhouse outside Newport. Pullen had been arrested after plainclothes cops saw 2 men acting suspiciously riding an e-bike through Newport city centre. Pullen was found with 5 wraps of crack cocaine, a burner phone, an iPhone, and £90 inside a black bum bag, he said. The defendant was conveyed to custody, but after complaining of head pain, he was transported by the police for medical care, and he escaped from the hospital. I mean, you see in small towns, is Newport a small town? It's got to be a small town, small place, you know? In a small place, bro, drug dealing on an e-bike, bro, it's just way easier to see what's going on. That was a little bit of lore for this story that happened in 2022. HMP Park nurse jailed for relationship with inmate. A prison nurse has been jailed after engaging in flirtatious calls and texts with an inmate. Elise Hibbs from Manchester admitted misconduct in public office by having an inappropriate relationship with a prisoner. Cardiff Crown Court heard the 25-year-old was manipulated by the unnamed inmate and got into Can we just come on? This is kind of annoying. You a grown woman, man. What do you mean you were manipulated by a man in prison, bro? He's a prisoner. Just send him back to his cell. She sobbed as she was sentenced on Tuesday to 6 months in prison. It's mad. They've actually been giving these women sentences for these things, you know. It's a serious thing, though. The court heard Hibbs had worked at the Category B prison since September 2018 and met the inmate when she gave him medical treatment. What type of medical treatment was she giving him? After concerns were raised about the inmate's behavior, he was moved to HMP Manchester. She was exploited and did not feel she could end communication because she felt threatened by the inmate. Damn. I hear that. But if you felt threatened by the inmate, can't you just, get my man sent to solitary confinement or something? You know what I mean? Hey guys, Chung Lee says Tottenham are going to win the Europa League. So if you guys could leave a like on the video, it'd be very much appreciated. Costs nothing, takes no time. Thank you very much. Cheers. Now this lady, Ruth Schmilo, probably Schmilo, you pronounce it. She was found not guilty of an inmate affair. She was cleared at Cardiff Crown Court. The charges related to a period between December 2020 and April 2021 when Schmilo worked at HMP Park. So while my man who escaped from the hospital, while this guy was flirting with the nurse, he was also allegedly piping her back. In December 2020, Pullen, my man who escaped from the hospital, passed a piece of paper to Schmilo while the two were in prison surgery with a mobile phone number on it. She said that when she pushed the piece of paper back, Pullen had made a threat asking, "Do you know what you've just done?" When she was asked why she didn't report it, she said he would have known it was me. Now, obviously, I don't know what it's like to work in a freaking prison, but I would assume, I watched some show, I forgot what it's called, some show of a guy who worked in a prison. It was on BBC iPlayer, some guy who worked in a prison. He ended up getting blackmailed. I think they threatened his son who was in another prison. They found out. I'm sure that type of stuff happens in real life as well. But I would assume there are procedures in place where it's like, okay, this prisoner's threatening me. All right, we'll do this to them, we'll do that, this, that. I'm sure that's the case unless you're dealing with a freaking lifer. But if you're dealing with a lifer who has nothing to lose, it just doesn't really make sense to me, But then you have to ask yourself the question, if these young women were being manipulated working in male prisons, should young women be allowed to work in male prisons? If they all say they were manipulated, that's the question you have to ask. She knew of his links to organized crime, and she said that reporting him would have therefore come with repercussions. She said that the phone sex had been initiated by my man, that she repeatedly asked him to stop and viewed them as incidents of sexual harassment. In some of the conversations, she could be heard laughing, telling jokes, and lightly teasing him. What does that TikTok guy say? For every offense, there is a defense. Or there is a defense for every offense. Or something like that. Now, for this final story, there's been recent updates about this. Apparently, this lady wants to rekindle with her prison lover. A convicted drug dealer who wooed a disgraced prison officer, plastered his cell walls with her photos, and has vowed to wait for her on the outside. I think this story might be true love, Morgan Varney, 24, was locked up for 10 months after being caught slipping into a cupboard with the con while working at HMP Lindholm in South Yorkshire. Yeah, I don't think it's letting us see it on Google Maps. Damn, it doesn't let you see the prison. What category prison is this? It says it's a Cat C prison, so I might have ended up there. Jordan Stones, 30, would sneak off with the prison guard for 6 sessions in a cupboard while she was meant to be guarding him. She was locked up for 10 months. Wow. He's serving a 5.5-year sentence, crack cocaine dealer. His mother now insists the couple are still together and will rekindle their relationship when the pair are eventually released from jail. They've been together for 2.5 years. All of his belongings are at her house for when he gets out of jail. She was around here all the time with my girl. She takes them out for day trips. She takes them up to her place at weekends. And my man, the guy, got 6 weeks jail time added to his sentence after being caught with a mobile phone. When interviewed by police, Farr said she had proper fallen in love with him and admitted she had effed up her life. Aww. Hopefully it all works out for them too, because my man was selling drugs, me, I'm somebody, if you're violent, you commit violent crimes, but if you're selling drugs, it's a non-violent thing, there's arguments, but I think sentences are a bit too harsh for drugs because it's drugs, but I'm not going to get into that. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, please be sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Tottenham will have won the Europa League, maybe by now, maybe next video, I don't know, but we would have won the Europa League, so I'm happy in Spain, laughing anyway. I'll be back soon. When I'm back, we're going to be back to the normal quality videos. Leave a like on the video, please, guys. Thank you. And I saw a comment where somebody said, oh, imagine if someone in jail is getting more than you're getting on the outside. I tell you, bro, don't look at it like that. Like, the guy's in jail, okay? Believe me, he would swap places with you if he could. That is temporary pleasure, bro. Unless you're like this guy who's fallen in love. Clearly, they're in love. They're going to be in a relationship. But even that, bro, it's like, just get me out of jail. I don't really need that. I'd rather not be in a box. But look, in my opinion, as long as you're not a violent criminal, as long as you're not a rapist, as long as you're not a nonce, like, bro, I hope you're getting some in jail, bro. I hope you get a prison officer to fall for you, and I hope you get some in jail, bro. And free you as well, man. Free you.